Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Brittany and I am going to do a little kitchen walkthrough with you and show you or tell you how I'm starting to prepare to have a smaller kitchen space. Paul's at work today, so I'm filming this one on my own. It's been kind of a crazy day here. I don't know, I've just been a little bit on the more cranky side and just kind of woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I guess. So trying to kind of reset myself and be a little more positive and I don't know, mom life, I guess, just tired and taking care of all the kids and all kinds of stuff going on. But anyway, so I'm gonna take you on a little kitchen tour and talk. Okay. Say hi, Owen.
Hi.
Can you say hi, buddy? It's snack time in the Sherman house. Say hi. Hey, Ivan, do you want to say hi to everybody? Hi. Paul just came home from work for his lunch. We are bottling our kombucha that we probably won't continue to brew in the trailer. Not really sure.
You don't think so?
We won't have enough room. Where will we do it?
Well, we'll be going to look at RVs soon, so we'll be able to figure it out.
Kombucha.
If you don't know what kombucha is,
Look it up.
yeah, it's good stuff. Probiotics. Of course, our kids drink all of ours, so we don't get any. But oh.
We're making a mess.
Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, that's will stay there for a second.
All right, here's a full view of our kitchen. Lots of cupboard space. Lots and lots of cupboard space and counter space. Look at our super cool produce holder thingy. So we're gonna be downsizing pretty significantly on the kitchen size. And then as far as what's in our cupboards, we've already minimalized a lot. I just made the decision we didn't need as much as we had. And I took a course and it helped me go room to room and get rid of things. But we each have one bowl. They're not in here right now because I have to wash them, but one plate. We all have one spoon, fork, knife. And then the other things, like, it's pretty, I don't need that many baking sheets, you know, so that'll be easy to get rid of. But we don't have a lot going on. We have a little bit of storage for when we have leftovers, but not much. I will definitely be bringing my blender with us. We do a lot of smoothies, not sure about the toaster, you know, mixing bowls, things like that. And then as far as food, this is our spice cupboard and it's completely ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. If you have any tips on how to store spices in a better way, please let me know because that is crazy in there. That's 3 rows in a cupboard of spices and probably most of them we don't even use. And then we have our smoothie stuff and our oils, coconut oil, olive oil, things like that. And then as far as food goes, like actual food, we just have this one cupboard. I just call it our pantry cupboard. And obviously I'll have to figure out how to be more organized with our food. There's not a lot in here and there's not a lot in our fridge and I'll explain that in just a minute, but this is where we store our food and I'll be having to downsize that pretty significantly. So we're trying to get through eating most of that stuff so that way we don't have to waste anything. And then the only other food cupboard I have is this one and it has our dried rice, beans, things like that, flour, sugar, when I buy more than one applesauce, you know, things like that are in bulk, which I won't be able to do anymore. So I'll be buying smaller bags of rice, smaller bags of beans, and I probably won't be buying as many items anymore. Say hello to Ivan. We got mail. Here's our fridge. Also pretty minimal, and again, I'll explain that in a minute, but it needs to get even more minimal. So again, like the cupboards, we are trying to get through most of this stuff. That way we don't have to throw it out or waste it. In our freezer, it's pretty much just some frozen veggies and frozen berries for smoothies, and then a big bag of ice. We don't have a lot in our freezer, and that's mostly because we don't eat meat. Most of the time, that's what people store in their freezer, and we just don't eat meat. So that makes it really easy. All right, so I just walked you around the kitchen and showed you the storage we currently have, which is quite a bit. So now I need to figure out how to take all of that and compact it, compress it into a little trailer kitchen. Like I kind of said when I was walking around, I'm gonna store most of the big things, a lot of the baking things, the things that I don't use, and we will mostly just have cups, 1 plate per person, which we already do, 1 spoon, fork, knife, all that stuff. So that won't be a very hard transition as far as kitchen utensils and items. One of the other things that we currently do and have been doing for probably a couple of months now, maybe a month and a half, after meals, we have our kids wash their own dish and we air dry. We haven't been using our dishwasher. So that's something that we're kind of already used to, and that will continue into trailer life. So that's also another adjustment that we won't have to make, thankfully. Okay, as far as food goes, that's probably been one of the things I've been the most nervous about, is how on earth are we gonna fit enough food for 6 people into a trailer kitchen for a week. We usually shop for a whole week when we go grocery shopping. If you don't know already, we eat about 90 to 95% plant-based diet. So that's a lot of produce, a lot of beans, a lot of rice, a lot of oatmeal. And I buy the beans, rice, oatmeal, dried goods like that in bulk typically. And so right now having a big kitchen works for that. I have places to store that. And then also we eat a lot of produce. And so usually my kitchen counters, which you saw, I have a lot of kitchen counter space. Usually when we've done a fresh grocery trip, that's covered in bananas and watermelon and apples and, you know, all the produce. So I won't have that space anymore. So here's what we've been doing. This week we started, because I said, oh my gosh, I need to get used to this. I need to do something now so I'm not thrown into it and I don't have this huge adjustment period. So we decided that we were gonna meal plan and shop for 3 days at a time. So I'm gonna flip the camera and show you my meal plan. I literally took a piece of paper from one of my journals and I wrote the days of the week. I just do it every 3 days, and I write down the day of the week. And then I write, you know, BLD, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And then I write what we're gonna have. So every single meal is planned out for those 3 days. And then I get my other piece of paper and I then write the actual grocery list for those meal items. So then I go grocery shopping for those 3 days, and I only buy enough produce to get us through those 3 days. So we're not having to store as much. And this week has been working really well. We've known what we're gonna eat for every meal. I bought really minimally. We're trying to clear our fridge out of any leftover stuff so we don't have to throw anything out or waste it. So our refrigerator will continue to get more minimal to get ready for potentially having a smaller fridge. Our hope is that whatever trailer we do buy has a bigger fridge in it. And if not, we'll hopefully be able to install a full-size fridge. But I still won't have the counter space for the produce and all of that stuff, and I won't have the cupboard space for bulk items. So for beans, rice, and things like that, right now we have bulk that we're just trying to get through and eat. But when it does come time to buy more of that, I will just have to buy smaller for that temporary time that we're in the trailer. And who knows if we end up loving it and want to stay in it and travel, whatever, I don't know. And by then I'll be used to it and know what I'm doing. But for now, we're just buying, like I said, 3 days at a time, meal planning every single meal, so we know exactly what we need to have, what I need to buy, and we know those 3 meals are those 3 days, 3 meals a day are covered in what I buy. It is kind of annoying to have to go to the store every 3 days, but this week we've managed it and it hasn't been that big of a deal. All right, so in other news, we are getting in contact with a realtor, hopefully meeting with her on Friday and getting our house on the market next week. So we will keep you tuned in on if that's going on. And we will also be working on our dreaded garage this weekend, well, the rest of this week and into the weekend, getting it cleared out, getting rid of like 80% of what's in there. And we'll bring you along on that journey too. It's kind of the scariest part of our whole property. So that will be fun, but we're really looking forward to meeting with the realtor. We also plan on going and looking at some travel trailers this weekend and kind of just getting a feel for them and kind of seeing what they look like inside and how it feels. So that's really exciting. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. And if you have more questions about what I'm doing to minimalize, we're already pretty minimal, but to continue to minimalize, let me know and I'll do my best to.